There's a certain narrative that Intolerance was D.W. Griffith's response or even apology to the birth of a nation, but that's pretty far from the truth. You see, Griffith made it very clear to the press, such as in Photoplay magazine in this November 1916 story, that Intolerance was not meant to recant on the birth of a nation's racism. Instead, Griffith said that the film was a response to, in his own words, the intolerance I have met and fought with in my other picture, referring to the birth of a nation. Griffith was so adamant about this that he actually wrote a more than 50-page pamphlet, The Rise and Fall of Free Speech in America, and released it during the press tour for Intolerance, where he attacked those who sought to censor or ban the birth of a nation. Blinded by his own prejudice, Griffith saw himself in a long line of artists and innovators who were victims of intolerance, even though he felt that all he had done was artistically and historically recreate American history in his film. Despite Griffith's clearly stated intentions, some defenders of him still argue that Intolerance speaks for itself as an apology for the birth of a nation's racism. The problem with that argument is that Griffith wasn't really a subtle filmmaker, and certainly knew how to make an apology when making a film. For instance, when Griffith regretted showing the Germans as a violent warmongering people in his 1918 World War I propaganda film Hearts of the World, he went to location in Germany to shoot his 1924 film Isn't Life Wonderful? With his German protagonist struggling with poverty during the Weimar Republic years, Griffith sought to use this film to repudiate and make amends for his previous negative depictions of the German people. Griffith never did anything remotely close to apologize for his racism on screen, continuing in his subsequent films to show negative portrayals of African Americans, such as in his 1922 film One Exciting Night. In fact, just a year before his death, Griffith told the Sight and Sound in 1947 that the birth of a nation's picturization of history requires no apology, no defense, and no explanation. That's as clear as it can get. So while on surface, while Intolerance's message of peace and acceptance might seem like an about-face from Griffith on race, as we saw digging just a little bit deeper, nothing could be further from the truth. Next up, I'll be wrapping this deep dive 10-part series on the birth of a nation, where I'll share some of my final thoughts regarding the film's complicated legacy. So make sure you follow me so you won't miss out on this series' conclusion.